How to be a man, essential and performative masculinity. The concept of masculinity has undergone significant evolution throughout history. Shaped by cultural, social, and psychological factors. In contemporary society, the notion of how to be a man is often influenced by a complex interplay between essential and performative masculinity. Essential masculinity refers to inherent qualities or characteristics traditionally associated with men, while performative masculinity encompasses the behaviors and roles individuals adopt to conform to societal expectations of masculinity. This essay aims to explore the dynamics of essential and performative masculinity, examining how they intersect and influence notions of manhood in modern society. Understanding performative masculinity. Performative masculinity refers to the behaviors, roles, and performances individuals adopt to conform to societal expectations of masculinity. These performances are often influenced by cultural norms, media representations, and social pressures, shaping how men express their gender identity in public and private spheres. Some key aspects of performative masculinity include dominance and aggression. Performative masculinity often emphasizes traits such as dominance and aggression as markers of masculinity. Men may feel pressure to assert their dominance in social settings or demonstrate aggression as a means of asserting their masculinity and power. Emotional restraint and stoicism. Men are often socialized to suppress their emotions and adopt a stoic demeanor in the face of adversity. This emotional restraint is seen as a sign of strength and resilience, reinforcing traditional gender norms that discourage men from expressing vulnerability or seeking emotional support. Conformity to gender roles. Performative masculinity often involves conforming to rigid gender roles and stereotypes that dictate how men should behave and express themselves. These gender roles are reinforced through societal expectations and cultural norms, shaping men's behavior and identity in accordance with traditional ideals of masculinity. Intersection of essential and performative masculinity. The dynamics of essential and performative masculinity intersect in complex ways, influencing how men perceive and express their gender identity. While essential masculinity reflects inherent qualities or attributes associated with men, performative masculinity encompasses the behaviors and roles individuals adopt to conform to societal expectations. In many cases, performative masculinity may serve as a means of affirming or exaggerating essential masculine traits, reinforcing traditional gender norms and stereotypes. Challenges and critiques. Despite the enduring influence of essential and performative masculinity in shaping notions of manhood, these constructs have come under scrutiny for their role in perpetuating harmful gender norms and stereotypes. Critics argue that rigid adherence to traditional ideals of masculinity can contribute to toxic behaviors such as aggression, misogyny, and emotional repression. Moreover, the pressure to conform to performative masculinity can lead to feelings of alienation and insecurity among men who do not fit neatly into prescribed gender roles. Strength and resilience. Essential masculinity often revolves around the concept of strength, both physical and emotional. Throughout history, men have been expected to embody traits of resilience in the face of adversity. This expectation stems from traditional gender roles where men were often the primary providers and protectors for their families and communities. The emphasis on physical strength harkens back to evolutionary roles where men were hunters and warriors, tasked with defending their tribes and ensuring survival. Emotionally, men are expected to withstand hardships without displaying vulnerability, a trait often associated with femininity. This expectation of resilience can lead to the suppression of emotions, as men are discouraged from seeking help or expressing feelings of fear or sadness. Independence and autonomy. Essential masculinity places a strong emphasis on independence and autonomy. Men are expected to be self-reliant and capable of making decisions without relying heavily on others for support. This expectation has its roots in societal ideals of masculinity that valorize individualism and self-sufficiency. Men are often taught from a young age to be independent and assertive, encouraged to take charge of their lives and pursue their goals with determination. However, this emphasis on independence can also create barriers to seeking help or forming close emotional bonds with others, as men may perceive these actions as signs of weakness or dependence. Assertiveness and confidence. Essential masculinity dictates that men should be assertive and confident in their interactions with others. Assertiveness is often viewed as a hallmark of masculinity, reflecting qualities of leadership and decisiveness. Men are expected to project confidence in various domains of life, from the workplace to personal relationships. This expectation of confidence can be empowering, as it encourages men to take charge of their lives and pursue their ambitions with conviction. However, it can also create pressure to maintain a facade of strength even in times of doubt or insecurity. Men may feel compelled to hide their vulnerabilities and project an image of confidence, even when struggling internally. Dominance and aggression. Performative masculinity often emphasizes traits such as dominance and aggression as markers of masculinity. Men may feel pressure to assert their dominance in social settings or demonstrate aggression as a means of asserting their masculinity and power. This emphasis on dominance can lead to toxic behaviors such as aggression, violence, and the objectification of others. Men may feel compelled to conform to societal expectations of dominance, even if it goes against their personal values or beliefs. Emotional restraint and stoicism. Performative masculinity often dictates that men should suppress their emotions and adopt a stoic demeanor in the face of adversity. This expectation of emotional restraint stems from traditional gender norms that discourage men from expressing vulnerability or seeking emotional support. Men are often taught to toughen up and man up in the face of hardship, reinforcing the stereotype that vulnerability is a sign of weakness. This pressure to conform to stoic ideals can lead to emotional repression and isolation, as men may feel ashamed or embarrassed to express their feelings openly. Conformity to gender roles. Performative masculinity involves conforming to rigid gender roles and stereotypes that dictate how men should behave and express themselves. These gender roles are reinforced through societal expectations and cultural norms, shaping men's behavior and identity in accordance with traditional ideals of masculinity. Men are often expected to fulfill specific roles and responsibilities based on their gender, whether it's being the breadwinner in the family or displaying traits of strength and leadership in social interactions. This pressure to conform to gender roles can be limiting and restrictive, as it discourages men from expressing themselves authentically and embracing their individuality. By examining these aspects of essential and performative masculinity, we gain a deeper understanding of how these constructs shape notions of manhood in modern society. While essential masculinity encompasses core qualities traditionally associated with men, performative masculinity involves the behaviors and roles individuals adopt to conform to societal expectations. Understanding the complexities of these constructs is essential for challenging rigid gender norms and fostering a more inclusive and diverse understanding of masculinity. In conclusion, the dynamics of essential and performative masculinity play a significant role in shaping notions of manhood in modern society. Essential masculinity encompasses core qualities or attributes traditionally associated with men, while performative masculinity involves the behaviors and roles individuals adopt to conform to societal expectations. While these constructs intersect in complex ways, they also face criticism for their role in perpetuating harmful gender norms and stereotypes. Moving forward, it is essential to challenge rigid notions of masculinity and embrace a more inclusive and diverse understanding of manhood that celebrates the unique experiences and identities of all individuals.